Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds just got slammed with the most shocking cold shoulder in Hollywood, a full-on ban from the Met Gala. Yes, you heard that right. For a couple who used to rule red carpets everywhere, this blow is bigger than anyone imagined. And trust me, it's not only about missing an invite, it's about an entire empire starting to crumble. Stick around because we're peeling back all the layers behind this meltdown, and things get wilder by the minute. It feels like only yesterday Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were the picture of glamour. Whenever they stepped onto a red carpet, the cameras went wild. Gossip mags ate up their every move. Folks loved how Ryan cracked a joke at just the right time, while Blake stunned in designer gowns, always looking like the next big thing in fashion. Whether they were cozying up courtside at basketball games or charming interviewers on late-night TV, these two seemed untouchable. But honey, that glow sure wore off in a hurry. 1 minute, they were the glitzy A-list couple on every best dressed list. The next minute, they're dodging headlines about lawsuits, social media uproars, and a Met Gala snub that might just lock them out of Hollywood's most exclusive circles. It's like a polished facade that someone took a hammer to, revealing cracks nobody ever saw coming. Here's the thing, a little scandal might be normal in Hollywood, but this isn't a tiny bump. It's more like a giant sinkhole, swallowing up their squeaky clean image. And from the looks of it, the trouble runs deeper than just missing a party. The real question is, how did it go so wrong so fast? Let's get right into the juicy part, the Met Gala fiasco. If there's one event that defines celebrity status, it's the Met Gala. When Anna Wintour approves your name for that list, you know you've made it. But Miss Anna doesn't play around. She is the ultimate gatekeeper of high fashion, and once she decides to close the door, it stays locked. Word on the street is that she personally barred Blake and Ryan from attending this year's extravaganza. Some folks tried to claim they voluntarily passed on the invitation. But we're not buying that, and neither should you. Insiders say Anna was done with them, and that's a major statement in a world where a Vogue cover or Met Gala chairmanship can make or break a career. Now, how did we get here? Rumor has it that Blake sent out a message accusing Anna of playing favorites, specifically around another celebrity project. And let me tell you, if you want a one-way ticket out of the fashion elite, go ahead and question Ms. Wintour's fairness. It's practically an unwritten rule. You don't bite the hand that feeds you front row seats in magazine covers. What's even crazier is how fast the mainstream press tried to spin the story. One article after another popped up, painting Blake and Ryan's absence as a casual decision. They're busy, they just need family time. Or they're focusing on other priorities. Give me a break. When the biggest fashion night of the year rolls around and you're an established star, you show up, unless you're barred at the door, that is. But that's not even half the story, because while people were still reeling from the Met Gala ban, a whole bunch of skeletons started tumbling out of the closet. Suddenly, everyone remembered that Blake and Ryan held their wedding on a plantation. At the time, it didn't spark as much outrage as you'd think, but baby, times have changed. People are now asking why they thought it was okay to celebrate their fairy tale day in a spot loaded with historical trauma. And it doesn't help that they never really gave a heartfelt apology. Their half-baked comments came off as damage control, rather than genuine remorse. That's not all. Over the years, more whispers have piled up about Blake being, let's just say, not so sweet off camera. Folks in the press have stories about her shutting down reporters who asked the wrong questions. A few interns claim they were treated like pests rather than people. She's also rumored to be standoffish when fans approach for photos. Of course, not every celebrity is bubbly in real life, but these stories keep surfacing again and again. And they're starting to paint a picture that's hard to ignore. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds hasn't been spared either. People used to love how he joked about fatherhood, marriage, and everything in between. But some fans say his humor is starting to feel forced. Others think he's turned a blind eye to questionable things just to keep that perfect couple brand intact. Add it all up. A wedding venue that turned many supporters off, repeated rumors of rude behavior, and now a Met Gala ban? That's a big, messy trifecta. But guess what? The drama only got hotter when a certain movie adaptation took center stage and revealed more cracks in this golden couple's foundation. Now let's talk about the project that flipped the script on Blake's reputation. It Ends With Us was supposed to be huge, directed or produced, depending on who you ask, by Justin Baldoni. Blake scored a leading role, and people assumed it would be a career-defining moment. After all, the source material had a massive fan base, and hype was off the charts. But behind the scenes, it was chaos. According to leaked documents, Blake wasn't just an actress on set. She was practically taking over every creative choice. Costumes? She wanted high-end designer outfits that matched her personal style, even if the character was supposed to come from modest means. The wardrobe budget ballooned to ridiculous amounts, leaving the production scrambling to keep up. Rumor has it she butted heads with Justin over directorial calls. It wasn't just about clothes, it was about entire script changes. People said the friction got so bad, lawyers had to step in. Some claim Blake threatened to bring up serious accusations if she didn't get her way. Accusations involving harassment that, from what we can tell, never got filed. Whether that's rumor or fact, it shook the production to its core. Here's the kicker. Around the same time, Blake supposedly hunkered down in an editing bay without the director's permission, trying to create her own cut of the film. And while the tabloids insisted she was home with family, court records place her in Culver City, clashing with the production team. Talk about a power play. The fallout was massive. Execs were spooked, the film's release schedule stumbled, and the press got wind that something big was happening, though no one had the full story until leaked emails and legal paperwork started surfacing. Let's be real. If there's one thing Hollywood hates, it's someone pulling strings behind the scenes and overshadowing the people who are actually in charge. That brings us right back to Anna Wintour. Because once word spread about this behind-the-scenes meltdown, you better believe the fashion world was listening. Anna Wintour, Queen of Vogue, is known for her measured silence and ruthless power. If you cross her, she won't always rant or rave. She'll just ice you out. And from what insiders say, that's exactly what she did with Blake. The rumor mill claims Blake sent an email accusing Anna of favoring Justin Baldoni in all this drama. Maybe she believed Anna had some special interest in the film, or was buddy-buddy with Justin. We don't know the exact wording, but the alleged tone was anything but polite. And in the world of haute couture and high society, if you dare to challenge Ms. Wintour's impartiality, you might as well kiss that Met Gala invite goodbye. People close to Anna say she took Blake's comments as a personal betrayal. After all, Anna had championed her before. Remember the Vogue covers? The front row seats at exclusive runway shows? The glowing write-ups every time Blake strutted a red carpet? That kind of backing doesn't happen randomly. Anna invests in people she sees as good for the brand, good for fashion, and good for Vogue's image. And if you turn around and throw shade at the top dog, there's usually no coming back. It's not that Anna needs to make some grand public announcement. She has an ironclad grip on the guest list. A single phone call or email to the Met Gala committee, and Blake's name might as well vanish from the face of that event forever. That's precisely what insiders say happened. Then the spin machine tried to do damage control, painting Blake and Ryan's absence as a choice. But you know how it is. Once the tea is spilled, it's impossible to mop it all up. And if you think that was the worst part, hang on. Because next we need to talk about how some of the couple's famous friends and allies reacted to this chaos, or didn't react at all. Hollywood friendships can be fragile, and the minute negative headlines start piling up, folks tend to ghost you faster than an old ex-Blake was once tight with big names like Taylor Swift and Gigi Hadid. Remember all those social media posts, fancy parties, and group photos filled with megawatt smiles? Well, now it's radio silence. Not a single tweet, not an Instagram shout-out, not even a slick PR statement in support. Taylor's notorious for standing by her friends, but you wouldn't know it from how quiet she's been about Blake's situation. Gigi Hadid, too, has gone hush-hush. It's like nobody wants to be caught up in the crossfire, and they definitely don't want that negativity rubbing off on their own brand. People in show business live by one big rule: protect your reputation. Once your name gets mixed up in legal spats, potential bans, and controversies, it's safer for everyone else to keep their distance. Because let's face it, an unpopular scandal can tank a partnership, ruin a launch, or turn off fans faster than you can say unfollow. Blake and Ryan are learning that the hard way. Even if you're an A-lister, one misstep can make everyone scatter. Publicly, it appears that folks are too busy for them or just happen to be tied up elsewhere. But behind closed doors, it's a strategy to avoid taking a bullet. If the world thinks you're toxic, the last thing your friends want is to catch that secondhand heat. But the real tipping point came when Blake and Ryan tried stepping back into the limelight, hoping to remind the public just how fun and lovable they used to be. The stage they chose? Saturday Night Live, that unstoppable TV institution. Unfortunately, the big comeback did not go the way they planned. When Blake and Ryan popped up for the SNL 50th anniversary special, some folks thought it would be their big redemption moment. You know, crack a few jokes, act super in love and above the drama, and walk away with renewed admiration. Except that's not exactly how it went down. Audience members reported the vibe was off. People were half clapping, side-eyeing, and generally acting like they didn't know whether to cheer or groan. Online chatter afterward painted a pretty bleak picture. Folks saw the couple as disconnected from reality, smiling and laughing like none of the drama even existed. Critics on social media blasted them, saying the cameo felt staged and out of touch. It came across like they were ignoring the swirling controversies in their lives and trying to plaster on a big grin for the cameras. Viewers wanted some sign of humility, or at least an acknowledgement that they'd messed up somewhere along the way. Instead, it looked like a well-rehearsed charade, the kind that begs for applause even when everyone's fed up. Comment sections lit up with remarks about them being arrogant, manipulative, or just plain clueless. People posted memes poking fun at their forced happiness. Suddenly, that old Sparkle Ryan had the self-deprecating wit that made him so lovable seemed hollow. And Blake's usual poised confidence registered as cold. All of this backlash made it crystal clear that SNL appearance sealed their fate in the eyes of many viewers. Rather than winning hearts with a comedic cameo, they wound up pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. When everything you do looks like spin, folks stop buying what you're selling. Now, with the Met Gala door slammed shut, influential friends fleeing, and their attempt at a public comeback flopping, it begs the question, is there any way for them to turn this around? So here we are. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, once celebrated as Hollywood's perfect power couple, are dealing with some serious fallout. They've been iced out of the Met Gala, a brutal move in the fashion world that practically screams, you're canceled from this table. Their plantation wedding backlash has returned with a vengeance, reminding everyone of that deeply problematic choice. Rumors about rude behavior keep surfacing, painting Blake as someone who's far from the sweet star she once portrayed. Then there's the fiasco with It Ends With Us, a project that could have been a triumph but instead turned into a behind-the-scenes tug-of-war, shining a harsh light on how far Blake was willing to go to control her image. Throw in Anna Wintour's no-nonsense approach, and you get a front-row seat to a career nose-diving at record speed. Don't forget about their so-called friends. When Taylor Swift and Gigi Hadid, two of the most visible celebrities out there, can't be bothered to defend or even mention you, it's a stark sign that you're too hot to handle. And that ill-fated SNL appearance only made them look more clueless, more out of step with the reality fans are seeing. Will they manage to claw their way back to favor? Hollywood does love a good comeback story, but only if you play your cards right. Maybe they'll issue heartfelt apologies, or spend time repairing trust with the public. Or perhaps they'll vanish for a while, hoping folks forget. But if they keep ignoring this avalanche of drama, the industry might just move on without them. What do you think? Is this the last we'll see of the once golden couple, or will they find a way to reclaim their thrones? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this story has all the twists and turns of a Hollywood thriller. Thanks for supporting the Gossip Wire. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more of the hottest celebrity news online.